If you've ever wanted to grow an herb that's as beautiful as it is flavorful, rosemary might just be your garden's new best friend. But keeping it healthy and thriving does take a little know-how. And luckily, we have our gardening secret weapon in the form of Ciscoe Morris. Woo! And he is matching rosemary today.
Yeah, you betcha.
Why do you say that every woman should have a beautiful rosemary growing in their garden?
According to English folklore, if you have a beautiful rosemary grown in your garden, it means a woman is the head of the household. Oh la la. And my wife Mary heard me say that in a garden talk. I came home, there was one this big right by the front door.
She's always in charge, as we all are. We don't need a rosemary plant to show us that. We're going to get to pruning, my friend, because a lot of us do it wrong. How so?
Well, you know what people do? They take those shears and they just shear them into a ball. And they don't look natural. They get too thick, and that makes the inside stuff start to die because no air and light gets in there. So that's the last thing we want to do. Now, I think you need to use these hand
The bigger one,
pruners.
but I like the little ones.
Well, these are wonderful. I love them.
All right,
but I use those more on deadhead and my container plants.
I don't even know how to unlock this.
Here, I'll help you here.
Thank you. That's why I like my little one. I've been practicing it. Okay,
yeah, but
fair
you
enough.
need muscle power on this because some of these are going to be big cuts. So the first thing we do, we look for any dead and disease. There's none of that on here because this is grown in my yard, of course.
Because it's perfect.
But it's too crowded.
Yeah, it does look crowded in
So
places.
how about this branch right here? And I'll kind of hold on to this. This is
Which
a branch.
one? This one?
Yeah. So cut it all the way back to the main branch. Yep.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
No screaming?
Perfect.
See, I didn't even want gloves today because it just smells
doesn't it
so
smell
good.
wonderful?
Oh
so
my
now,
gosh.
this branch, look at how crowded this is. So way back to the base. Yep.
Okay, here again.
Yep.
I'm going back to the base.
Perfect.
Boom.
Now, think if you cut that, let's say this was crowding here. If you cut this to here, it would branch out there. And so it's just going to add to more crowding. Wherever you cut it, it's going to branch out.
Why do some people have problems growing this and others don't have any problems?
You know, when I go hiking in southern France, and I do every spring, I see these everywhere, and the soil is real sandy. So if people have clay soil and you try to grow this, and it's the same with lavender plants too, the roots rot so fast. With our rainy weather, you know, so you have to have good drainage for this to grow.
Where then is it perfect in your yard, ideally, to be?
Full sun.
Full sun.
This plant loves sun with a passion. And the other thing it really likes is well-drained soil. So you've got to have a spot
Look at how
that drains
crazy
well.
this is. Oh my
And you don't want to crowd this because this is one branch that I cut off my enormous rosemary in my garden that it's starting to grow over my neighbor's driveway.
They
So I had to do
appreciate
some.
that, though.
Now, one last thing I want to say, when you're pruning it, prune now, if we want to lower it, because it gets too high, and then you could bring this in to cook.
Yes.
So you want to cut each one of these at different heights.
Why?
Because if you do that, it keeps that natural look instead of looking like a ball or a donut.
Yeah, fair enough. What recipes are you using too with rosemary? I must know. What are you doing in the kitchen?
You've got to put this on Brussels sprouts.
No, really? What?
Oh, yeah. You just sprinkle a little on the Brussels sprout and with olive oil.
You don't do that.
And,
It really does taste good.
Oh, yeah, and you broil them. And then I don't actually eat the little leaves. I take those off. But you get that rosemary flavor in there.
I can't believe you do that with Brussels sprouts. I would not. I thought you were going to say maybe some butter and some, I don't know, some pasta dishes, but you just went full send for Brussels sprouts. Fine. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, as always, thank you so much, Ciscoe, for being here today. This was very fun.
These attract hummingbirds like mad in the winter, so when they bloom with those blue flowers.
So if you want hummingbirds, get a rosemary plant in the winter.
Betcha.
Love it. And we know Ciscoe is a big fan of dram watering tools, especially the rain wand. In fact, the rain wand is beloved by gardeners all over for its gentle rain-like shower that won't disturb the soil or delicate plants. It's perfect for the pots you plant in your yard and the rosemary bushes, of course. It's lightweight, easy to use, and comes in lots of colors and lengths. And Ciscoe is also a big fan of these compact shears and pruners, easy to handle tools for quick garden tasks, sharp blades for those clean and precise cuts. To find out more about dram products, just go to the website you see on your screen, rainwand.com.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by Dram.